Yo, this is looking crazy. In this clip, we hear Tony Buzzbee, who's the attorney out of Houston, speaking about an alleged 120 victims that are going to come out and sue Diddy. This is crazy. I literally thought it couldn't get any worse from him, but every single day we keep waking up, we see something else in the news. That at this point, we shouldn't even be shocked no more. 120 victims to come out against Diddy and plan to sue as well. How do you beat that? Like, even if you beat, let's say, 100 cases, if you lose 20, bro, you lose one, you could do the rest of your life in prison, depending on the case. 120. And is this a civil and not a criminal? That's one thing that I do want to hear. Are they suing him for money? Yeah, I don't think you can sue a nigga for time. Like, nah, I'm gonna sue this nigga. You lose, you gotta do 5 years. Yeah, I think it might all be for money. At that point, it's different because when there's so many people like this 120, can you even waste your time? Because I'm worrying more about the criminal case. At this point, is it just something that you'll just settle? I'll give each person $1 million, bro. All 120 of y'all, I'll give you $1 million to just get off my back. Is that possible? If anybody knows, let me know down below how that really would work. Subscribe to the channel, though. I'm interested to see what Tony Buzzbee got to say. Again, we went over the number on the back, that 800-200-7474, bro. It really called and hung up. There's just an audio recording in the beginning in our last video, and you literally hear like, yo, this is the Diddy hotline. Like, that was crazy. We don't want to waste the time because there's, again, real people probably calling that line. Also, they got to be fishing out all the fake people just calling because they see that number there and these videos are viral. So we did not want to waste no people's time while they were working. But we just heard that audio and hung up, and that was crazy. And told young me that there would be a Ayo Diddy hotline in 2024. And 20 years ago in 2004, when I was sitting like this watching Free on 106 in Park and Diddy up there and all that with a toothpick in his mouth, pause, I would have never believed. But let's hear the information that we receive about these 120 victims that are planning to sue. Mr. Take That. Sub up to the channel if you're not already. Subscribe to the Instagram on top. We're gonna do a giveaway at 10,000 subscribers. We're gonna give away one of our unboxings. If you haven't seen any, check out the channel, see something we did previously. I actually got one right there that we're about to do today. If you're a fan of La Flame, I suggest you subscribe to the channel. And again, if you want to be part of our giveaway, it could be anywhere from La Flame to La Diddler. You never know what you might receive in that box. Sub up to the channel, follow me on Instagram, comment down below, and share your idea of everything going on. All jokes aside, I really do feel bad for the victims, though. This is crazy.
At this point, more than 3,285 individuals contact us with people claiming to have been victimized by Sean Combs. After vetting, we now represent 120 individuals who intend to bring civil claims in civil court against Sean Diddy Combs, as well as claims against many other individuals and entities that we will name as defendants as we file these individual cases. And you should know, to the extent the clients feel comfortable, we also intend to make these individuals available to the authorities, specifically to the FBI. And you should also know a few of them have already been spoken to by the FBI. Now, before we discuss the nature of the claims and claimants themselves, let me comment on the large volume of calls we have received since our first announcement. Even before the indictment of Sean Combs, we had received a small volume of calls and screened a handful of cases. After the indictment of Sean Combs and the announcement that we were pursuing these claims, the floodgates opened. People who wouldn't otherwise, for a variety of reasons, are now stepping forward to make their voices heard and to pursue justice.
My thing about this, though, is how hard is it to comb through that hotline? Like, you get me? When I was a kid, I prank called every day, bro. I used to literally go through my phone and see who I'm gonna prank call today. I had nothing but time in the world. I remember we used to have sleepovers, and that was our plan. Like, yo, we're gonna play football on the block, throw baseballs around for a little bit, come into my crib, watch horror films, pause on that as an adult, and then, yo, just prank call and call it a night, huh? What do you feel about play Halo 3 until the sun comes up and then knock out? You know, that's lit. Like, that was literally plans in my childhood. So how do we know that there's not a whole bunch of kids just calling this hotline?
But no, most of these people are scared. They fear backlash in their communities. They fear backlash in their own families. They're afraid of retaliation from the perpetrators and their associates. They're rightly afraid for their own personal safety. I expect that through this process, many powerful people will be exposed. Many dirty secrets will be revealed. We know what we are potentially up against. And as is always the case in situations like this, when a celebrity is involved, people can be downright mean and nasty. You would be shocked at the length fans will go, no matter the evidence to the contrary, to defend celebrities they love. I mean, there's a reason for this word fans. They're fanatics. I want to say this, and I want to be clear about it. Although we are vetting each call as stringently as we can, I always start with the mindset that I believe victims. I believe victims because I understand the tremendous courage it takes to step forward. So if you're watching this, please hear me. If you're out there and you have been victimized, you are not alone. There is a great strength in numbers. You can seek redress. You can obtain justice. We can help you, and we will help you. That being said, as stated, we are vetting every call that we receive. We've had to turn away some. For each, we ask for corroboration. For each, we ask for the identity of witnesses.
I feel like that's where a lot of people get scared, or how they scare you off. Like, yo, you know everything you're saying right now. You know you're going to have to say it in court, and if you're lying, you lie on the stand, you're going to go to jail. You get me? That's perjury. So I feel like that's maybe how they can get a couple people to back off. But about them real daredevils, them niggas that, you know, they're going to keep touching the stove till they get hot. How do we know? How do we know? I've seen niggas make Catfish, the TV show on MTV, and then we find out at the end of the episode that this nigga was part of it the whole time. Like, bro, you told me you made me watch this and made me really think you was dumb for 45 minutes, that you talked to somebody for 14 years that you never seen on FaceTime, and then we find out you was part of it the whole time. How do they avoid those people?
We also have collected pictures, videos, texts. We check venues. We check dates. We want to corroborate that the claims being made have legitimacy and merit. We have on staff now a former detective from the Major Offenders Unit of Houston Police Department who is helping us vet each claim. As I said, our law firms have been retained by 120 individuals at this point to pursue cases in civil court against Sean Diddy Combs. You should know, in this group, it is evenly divided between males and females. There are 60 males and 60 females who have joined us to pursue these.
That's another weird thing too. What did they do? Like, did they just pick the best 60 men stories, the best 60 female stories? Like, how did that work? How did it come out to a perfect even number? That's another weird one to me. Like, what the hell was Diddy doing every other week? Like, yo, this week women, next week men. This week women, next week men. Like, he was yin and yanging out there. Like, it just, I don't know. That's weird to me too. Why is it a perfect number?
Claims as plaintiffs. In this group, 62% identify as African American, 30% are white, and the remainder are Hispanic or Asian. The victims are from more than 20.
We weren't Diddy's type. All my Latinos out there, all my Dominicanos, all the De Los Mios, we weren't Diddy's type. Like, Diddy wasn't looking our way. And at this point, I ain't even mad at it. Diddy, I ain't even mad at it. We all got preferences. I ain't even mad at it.
5 states, majority are from California, New York, Georgia, and Florida.
Damn.
And I want to focus on the ages of these victims. When we talk about the ages of the victims when the conduct occurred, it's shocking. Our youngest victim at the time of the occurrence was 9 years old. We have an individual who was 14 years old. We have one who was 15. 25 of the 120 individuals who are plaintiffs in these cases were minors at the time of the acts complained of. The time frame of the acts complained of is very wide. The conduct at issue spans from the years 1991 all the way till this year, 2024. If you wonder why there are so many alleged victims, that's your answer. We're talking about more than 25 years of this type of conduct. Now, although most of the victims who have stepped forward were victimized after 2015, this has been going on for a very long time. Now, when you think about the fact that some of this conduct occurred 25 years ago, and you wonder why would it take
25 years ago. We know if something happened in 2008 till today, we know something happened before that. You get me? Again, this is all alleged. This is all alleged. We have no inside information. We're just watching internet videos. I gotta protect myself. But I'm just saying, you get me? Where there's smoke, there's fire. If something's happened in 2008 to present day, what makes me think that nothing happened previous to that? You get me?
Somebody so long to step forward. I want to remind you that many states in the United States have recognized that it's very difficult for a victim to step forward and to make these types of allegations when something very terrible has happened to them. The acts complained of in these cases that we're going to file occurred primarily in New York, either Manhattan or the Hamptons, or occurred in California, primarily in Los Angeles, or in Florida, primarily in Miami. Most of these events and incidents occurred at parties, typically after parties, or album release parties, New Year's Eve parties, 4th of July parties, something they call a puppy party, the all-white party, although several of these events occurred at auditions. Many times, especially young people wanting to break into the industry, were coerced into this type of conduct in the promise of being made a star, or in the promise of having Sean Combs listen to their tape, or even let them read for Sean Combs. You should know that some of this behavior occurred at well-known venues in New York City. Some of this behavior occurred at private residences of people that we...
And I think they're saying well-known venues in New York City, like Madison Square. I'm just throwing things out there, venues in New York. I'm not saying that happened there. But they're saying venues because could stuff have happened, like the audition we heard Tony Buzzbee talk about, or different things like that, like backstage at a concert. There's not no freak-off event going on. So I'm assuming that he's speaking about, like the back of concerts, different things like that, where some stuff might have happened that he heard. Because I'm sure out of the 120 victims, watches here, like 90 of them say that something happens to them at a concert. Because how many other times are you gonna have proof that you bumped into Diddy? He said they're gonna have to show proof, like a picture, something, surveillance. If they can show us a meet and greet picture, I feel like maybe that's good enough to get you in this claim. Let me know what your thoughts are.
Y'all know. Some of this behavior occurred at hotels that we're all familiar with. You should know that more than 55% of the victims reported this conduct to either the authorities, that is the police, or to hospitals. You should know that several of the individuals who did, in fact, seek medical treatment were drug tested, and drugs were found in their system, weird drugs that you probably never heard of. One in particular that continues to pop up is a drug called xylazine, or trank, which, based on our research, is known as a horse tranquilizer. Now, I know this. Many of you came...
Isn't that Special K? Isn't that what I'm hearing that is? Allegedly, people do that so their rear end loosens up. Like, nah, that's... Yo, horse tranquilizers? That's when you know you got to be on some freaky stuff, that you need a horse... Not even a regular... They not make human tranquilizers. A horse tranquilizer is crazy. It's crazy.
Thinking or hoping, or perhaps believing, that I may start naming names. Well, that day will come, but it won't be today. The day will come when we will name names other than Sean Combs, and there's a lot of names. It's a long list already.
Lord, don't let none of those names be Arbery, because I swear to God, this whole channel would change. We're gonna start reviewing rock and roll and shit. I'm only listening to R&B going forward. My heart can't take that. My heart can't take that.
And of course, I already know who some of these individuals are, but because of the nature of this case, we're gonna make damn sure that we're right before we do that. But the names that we're going to name, assuming that our investigators confirm and corroborate what we've been told, are names that will shock you. These are individual cases. There are indeed other perpetrators involved. They will be revealed when that particular individual case is ready to be filed. They already know who they are. And I'm talking here about not just the cowardly but complicit bystanders. That is, those people that we know watched this behavior occur and did nothing. And I'm talking about the people that participated, encouraged it, egged it on. They know who they are. As we identify them, each will be part of this case as defendants. These defendants will not only include individuals, but will also include corporate entities who ultimately profited off of this culture and behavior. I'm looking at banks, pharmaceutical companies, hotels. We know that many of these individuals were paid cash. We know that many of these individuals involved, whether they were the ones being assaulted and abused or they're witnessing other people being assaulted and abused and then paid and threatened and told to leave, typically paid 10 grand in cash and told to leave.
Typically paid 10 grand in cash. That's such a random number. Like, nah, hold on. How does the nigga always just have 10 grand perfect? Like, yo, in case we get back, here's that 10K that we always need. Like, what? No, hold on. Are they talking about one specific event? Because it sounds like one specific event that maybe that hotel footage that we heard stories about with the Cassie video. Remember, that video was from like 2016, 17 or something like that. We just saw it after the feds did a sweep and ran through all his cribs and got a lot of videos. And that one magically just came out. But allegedly, a hotel staff member was paid for us not to see that back in the day. Is that the $10,000 event he's speaking about? We're going to find out. You know, I obviously don't think that Drake has ever done anything wrong in my life, so that's not even a person I'm thinking about. The internet keeps saying one name in particular as well, and that's Jay-Z. Like, their internet is going crazy saying Jay. Like, do you guys think Jigga man, Jigga, that nigga Jigga? If y'all got love for me, I got love for y'all. Like, you think that dude Jay-Z could be involved in something like this? Oh my God, I'm lightheaded. This is like a Scooby-Doo mystery. Like, this is just, oh my God. When they ripped the mask off, it's like, I would have never thought it was you. Oh my God, not Jay.
Threatened as they were leaving. So in addition to Sean Combs, you should know the defendants in these cases we're going to file will include anyone, of course, who engaged in the assault or exploitation, anyone who participated in such in any way, anyone who encouraged or facilitated this conduct, anyone who was in the room and watched it happen but made no effort to stop it, any venue or venue owner who was aware of what was going on but failed to stop it, any individual or entity who knew about the conduct and benefited from it but did nothing to report it or stop it, and any individual or entity who covered it up or helped cover it up. These people who know who they are should just come forward now. I would imagine, as we speak here, there are a myriad of people who are very nervous. You can't hide skeletons in the closet forever. I would expect there are many people out there right now desperately searching their memories as they delete their texts and data.
Too late.
Now, although these are, in fact, individual cases, there is a common theme, an MO, if you will. Typically, the victim is lured into a situation where he or she is given a drink. Typically, that drink, reported by these victims, is apparently laced with something. Once that drink takes effect, the perpetrators perform all kinds of sexual acts on the victims, many times passing him or her around.
Yo, it's crazy because I saw a video back in the day, and I don't remember exactly who it was, but there was somebody talking about how they do that to you and they hold that shit as blackmail against you the next day you wake up. Like, oh, what? You don't want to sign the deal? You was crazy during that party yesterday, boy. Playboy. I don't even know how you walking the way the same way. Nigga, you a horse. Or maybe you took horse tranquilizer. Horse tranquilizer. Why would I take horse tranquilizer? I did feel weird this morning when I woke up. Now that you talk about it. You know what, nigga? Let's watch a music video that we working on. You want to see the new Travis Scott? You there like, yeah, straight up. Play and you see yourself getting slapped around like a pickleball paddle. Oh my God. Oh, I can't even imagine something like that. My 9 to 5 don't sound too bad. I'm telling you, when I just imagine shit like that, I'm like, yeah, nah, my 9 to 5 ain't that bad. All jokes aside, you get me?
As other people watch and enjoy the show and then leave the victim shamed, confused, injured, and wondering what happened. When the victim reaches out, he or she is told not to say anything. Sometimes there are threats of physical violence or financial repercussions or bodily harm. I expect we'll start filing these cases against Sean Combs and other perpetrators within the next 30 days.
120 more coming against him. We're seeing how they even have a hotline today. Like, it's just crazy to me. What do you guys think will happen next? At this point, it's like, what else can we expect? Every single day we keep seeing different things. We're seeing celebrity lists coming out. Now he's saying he has a list that's going to involve pharmaceutical companies. It's going to involve hotels. It's going to involve a lot of powerful people. And some celebrities or even other people's names that we know that are going to surprise us. It's like, who could those people be? Could it be other people big like him, Rick Ross, DJ Khaled? Could it be those kind of people? We don't know who it's going to be. But it's just scary to see see what's to come. And what's to come with something that I grew with, you get me? Like when I think about my life, I think about hip hop, you get me? And if you grew with hip hop and you are a person like me that loves numbers and loves charting artists, Diddy influenced that a lot. Nigga, I can't even think of a funeral without thinking I'll be missing you. I don't even like the one with Sting and the Police. I like the Diddy version with Faith Evans. Like, it's just crazy to me to see where all this is at today. They just honored this man on BET 2 years ago, 2022. To now 2024, this nigga is fighting a RICO. And we're like, oh my God, a RICO, what happened? What drugs were they running? Nah, they have a RICO for vagina and eggplants. Like, pause. This is crazy. Subscribe to the channel, comment down below. Please let me know what you think about all this. What do you think shall come out next? Oh my God. It might be Diddy out the closet at this point. Like, nigga, do a press conference. Subscribe to the channel, comment down below. If you want to be part of that giveaway, all you gotta do is just sub up to the channel, follow that Instagram above, man, and we're gonna give away our unboxing at 10,000 subs. Sub up.